Okay, time to get serious. What we need are the diamonds. I just threw them all in here. Funny enough, we actually have enough to build a quarry without using the pickaxe here. We can just make a new one, but we won't. We'll hold 3 in reserve, though, in the future, in case we need to build another diamond pickaxe for some reason. Gold, we're going to need all 3 of these, and way more for that matter. Same situation with iron. Now, we do have a lot of iron dust, so I think what we might do here is a little thing called division and conquer, although it looks like we ran out of this down here, and we're going to run out down here as well. So, there we go. Situation solved? Not quite. Hold on. Let's just make some more. Boop. There we go. And then we'll top each one of these off with a full stack. What am I doing? There we go. Stick the rest of that in there. We need sticks. We need cobblestone. Gears are annoying to build. Every single time you gotta start with the beginning here, right? Make your first gear. We need more than that. Obviously. We're going to need... How many gears do we need in total? It's mostly gears. It's 7 gears. So we need to make not 1, but 7 of these. And then of those, we need to upgrade all of them to iron. So 7 gears. We do have... not quite enough. We gotta make cobblestone first. There we go. Upgrade them all to cobblestone. And then further upgrade all of those to iron. And then we need 2 of them to be diamond, okay? But we need the other 2 to be gold, and then we need 3 to be iron, so we leave 3 behind, and we upgrade all of these here to gold. And then finally, we upgrade 2 of those to diamond. Lovely. And then we have the diamond pick as well. And I think all we need now is a single piece of redstone. And with that, folks, we have ourselves a quarry. And it only took how long? Over an hour of my life at this point? Well over. That's the thing. It's 41 minutes of recording, but I've paused the recording session a couple of times now. Would have been way faster if just the moment we started the episode I thought of the divining rod. That's okay. I didn't mean to do that, and I just keep going with it, don't I? It's a sickness. We're gonna leave those there. Why not? We'll just leave them lying around. That's funny. We'll have to pick them back up later, and it'll be irritating. The next thing we want to build, though, is the Quarry Fixer. This is not a necessary item, but what it is a simple one right-click solution to dealing with water and lava in your quarry. Water in your quarry is not a big deal. It should still mine up blocks even if the quarry's full of water. The issue is running water, so if you start with like a little water in one corner and it slowly expands to go across the entire length of the quarry and also falls, that'll create a lot of latency. That'll create a lot of lag, I should say. That'll slow your game down a lot, even on a powerful computer if you have a bunch of quarries like that. This will fix that. Lava, you can't mine through, so you just gotta get rid of it. So you can either manually go down there, you can pour water down the corners like we did in the old days to turn it into cobblestone, and it should mine through it. This is easier. This just gets rid of the water and gets rid of the lava within the zone of the quarry and creates barriers to prevent them from getting back in there. Quarry Fixer's the way to go. We do need to build a dispenser for that. And we got a couple of different options. You can actually start with a dropper and make a dispenser, or you can go directly for a dispenser, which is what we are going to do. And we will need, from the looks of things, were those iron gears? So we do need more iron, actually. And it's a good thing we've got plenty cooking up, because gosh darn it, we're going to need more than we have on our person at this exact moment. We will divide the sticks. Was it 3 or 4? I know I just looked at the recipe. You would like to hope I would remember that, but if you are naive enough to think that, you must be new to Howdy Folks, let me tell ya. We do, fortunately, have a regular old vanilla bow lying around, so we don't have to go through the effort of building one of those. Just jump directly to here, and then watch me do this from memory, though. Aren't I a clever boy? Now we need a way to power these, and so a basic, is it like a rotary engine? I think they're called engines, not motors. Rotary is not one of them. It's Stirling and combustion. I wish it had a rotary engine. That would be fun, wouldn't it? Stirling's probably the easiest and simplest way to go. It's just going to require the objects you see on screen now. So we need more sticks, a lot of cobblestone, some glass, and a piston. Ooh, glass. We've not made glass. We've never even collected sand, as far as I know. We're gonna have to go collect sand. That's odd. That's a very odd thing to suddenly need to do. We need to do that anyway, you know. But still, I haven't even questioned whether or not we'd be able to find sand in this world. 37 ought to do for now. We really only need the one piece of glass, but we will need more sand in the future, so might as well be prepared. So while that cooks up, and it will not take long, I think now is probably a good opportunity to... We do have some extra sticks here. Gonna make our wooden gears, and how many is it per engine? 2 per engine. We want to make at least 4 engines, so we'll make 8 of those. And this is why I didn't just start trashing or leaving behind cobblestone. We'd need some, and I knew it. Sometimes I have clever moments, but that'll be our glass ready to go. And then finally, we need a bit more redstone. I'm just going to grab a big stack of the stuff, and we'll make our pistons. 4 of them. And we will make our Stirling engines. I should have held down shift. Oh, right, no, we need 1 glass for each. I am a silly, silly boy. While those are going, we are probably going to want to use pipes. So, actually, we're going to want to cook up a bit more sand. We'll get that going. And then we'll need to discuss what types of pipes we need. Probably wooden and gold is going to be just the best way to go there. So, with that in mind, we'll go ahead and make those. So, I'm pretty sure it's glass, and then wood. No, I get it wrong every time. It's wood, glass in the middle. That'll give us our wooden transport pipes combined with redstone to get us... We really only need 4 of them for right now. The 4 wooden kinesis pipes that will extract power from our motors. And then we need the gold pipes. We don't have to go with gold, but we are going to go with gold in order to create the gold kinesis pipes, which can move a ton of redstone flux, more than our motors are ever going to generate. And those are now ready to go. Then finally we have the glass that we need to create our other Stirling engines. And then the final thing we need is lapis lazuli, so that we can create... Is this not how you do it anymore? Oh, hold on. You gotta start... I'm not even looking up the recipe. I remember. You start with a redstone torch, and then you add the lapis to get the landmark. And I think that is finally everything we need to go set up our quarry at long last, except for a lot of cobblestone. Because I have an idea. And I don't know exactly how this is going to take shape, but here's my idea. We're going to put this thing up in the... Actually... If we put it up in the air and we consume the whole... Well, no, we should do that. I was going to say, we could put it inside the hollow hill, but kind of above where all the ores are. And then that way we wouldn't destroy the beautiful landscape. We would only get the contents of the hollow hill. But then I remembered I don't care. No! No, it's like they know. How did you get out, anyway? I've never seen these guys out and about before. Are they just now starting to come out because I cleared out their hollow hill? Is that what this situation is? This is the hollow hill here. And if we head inside, you'll see the wealth of treasure awaiting us. We have so much in here to mine out. So many lovely resources. And I just realized we have nowhere to put them because I did not build a chest for this thing to empty into. So we're not going to be able to make a quarry big enough for this entire place, I don't think. But if we kind of center right on the top of the hill and go as big as we can, we should get the majority of it. Speaking of, in case you were ever curious, this is what the top of the hill looks like. You can see a lot from up here. Probably more if I cranked up the render distance, but at what cost to the frame rate, I ask you? Are these blueberries? I mean, this is entirely unrelated to what we're doing. And we still are not sure whether or not sharing these works. But let me share an idea with you if you wouldn't mind. I want blueberries. So if we want to get this whole place, and we don't want to leave anything behind, and that is what we're seeking to do, you're going to have to go if you're going to be like that about this. We're going to need to build up pretty high. Possibly even above the trees. Well, maybe not this high. Maybe this is a bit too far. Maybe somewhere right along in here, possibly. Yeah, this seems good. And then we probably could pinch in a little bit. We don't need to be quite this far away. Let's say the quarry goes right here. Then we would put down our first marker right there. And now we've got to go out in a thatwardly direction. This is absolutely going to look disgusting and ruin the landscape, I get that. But once the quarry's done, we'll just take it down. And like I said, we'll build a park here. I will build a park in memorial of the big hill that we destroy. We'll put a big grass turf over it, we'll fill it up with some trees, maybe we'll erect a statue of ourselves. Although that implies that the park is in memoriam of me. And I don't plan on dying in this place, so maybe that's not the best idea. You know what? We'll call it the Dusk and Dawn and Rose and Dandelion Memorial Park! These things will only reach up to 64 blocks, so we might have just gone too far. I wasn't counting, nor do I care. We'll go ahead and say this one goes here, and if we wanted to test it real quick, we could right-click. It seems to work. The issue being, of course, now we have to add another one. Unless the red means it's too big. I think it's always red, though. I might be wrong. We should have waited until we put down a second one. That's okay. On we go. Are we about to run out? I don't remember how much cobblestone I brought with me. And that's a real issue. Because if we run out, I didn't build ladders. I didn't think about this in advance. I didn't think about how I was going to get down from here. And then even though I do have another stack with me, that doesn't really answer the question of what exactly am I going to do. Okay. I don't know, again, how far we've gone at all. But let's say maybe we go that far. And then we now have to break these, which is going to cause them to dislocate and possibly fall, which is extremely disappointing. Please don't fall. This one down here is the one I'm worried about. Oh, did it stay in place? How unusual. So if we place this one and we right-click and they're close enough to each other... Darn it, that one's too far away. Alright, that's fine. 64 by 64 is, I think, the biggest we can go. And I am not about to sit here and count all this out, so what I will do instead is I will go up a little closer. Maybe to, like, right on the edge here of where we might consider the big hole in the ground to be. We'll place another one. I mean, that's not markedly closer, but it might be close enough. And the only way to test is to run back here. And yeah, these two are definitely way closer to each other. Like these two right here, as opposed to... Yeah, that one is so far away, but maybe close enough? Close enough! Look at that! We got our big red square! So you only need 3, you don't need 4, and when you click the one that's in the corner, it will connect up to the other two. And again, I know a lot of folks already know this, but just for those who don't, you know, we want to make sure that everyone's on the same page about what's happening here. So now we want to come over here to one of the edges, and we want to put down the quarry just ahead of the line. So not on the same block, but just ahead of it. In this case, right there. And that's going to... That's what I was thinking of there. When you place that down, it's going to break all of your markers. And then good luck finding them, because it looks like they probably all just fell to the ground. I don't even know why I'm bothering. We should have put a bigger area surrounding these so that we wouldn't immediately mislocate them. Oh, we got to watch that one fall. Again and again, apparently. It's just still happening. If I get right here... Oh, I guess we picked it up. Okay. Well, if we ever need to do this again, we'll only need to make one more. So that's a thing. You know what I didn't bring? I didn't bring coal to power the darn thing. We built the engines to power the darn thing out of coal, and we just didn't bring coal. We got 2 pieces. Okay, that's, you know what, we'll be fine. I didn't bring levers or switches either. This is not how I want these configured. That one was correct. We do want them facing straight up into the air. I wonder if it's possible that if I plop that down, and then I do this. So this is what it's going to extract the energy out of them. If I then place these down, will they connect up the way I want them to? You son of a gun. I think we're going to have to build a wrench, even though I don't want to. I think we're going to have to. That's the only way I know of to rotate this thing and make it click to what I want. But in the meantime, before we go and do that, because it's actually fine right now connecting right up to the machine, but we got to get all these hooked together now. The gold is what power is actually going to connect out of. And then we can go ahead and leave these behind, although I don't have a switch. I mean, if I could somehow get this piece of cobblestone back in my inventory, you son of a gun. You crazy son of a gun. That's a dirk! That sounds dangerous. Give me a lever, please. We should be able to power this one up. It'll start directly powering the quarry, and the quarry will start mining out things that are in the way of the quarry frame. Wonderful. We have time now to go, and we gotta redo all of this, actually, because once it starts running, it's going to try to spit things out the top. We need a chest. We need all this stuff fast. We do have boots that have feather falling 4, but let's not be crazy. Let's try to jump on something close to us. Closer to us than the very sinking pit in my stomach. We're good. How my boots are fine. My boots are going to repair every time we do that. I'm not willing to risk going all the way to the ground from up there, because I don't know. That might break the boots before the boots are able to save us, you know? Like, the boots might absorb all that impact and then shatter in our inventory, and then we die. So we don't want to risk that. So we need to create regular pipes. I think we'll just go ahead and make gold pipes, because they're super fast. And then we also need some form of inventory for them. And what I'm thinking is not just a chest, but possibly we go ahead and grab what goes into one of those big chests we like. That's such a weird way of saying that. What goes into a big chest? You know we like them. What are they called? Alchemical. These things. Sorry, Diamond, I'm gonna need you. As well as some regular old stone. Alchemical chest will hold quite a few items and is much more much less resource intensive compared to something like a diamond chest, for example, which would require 3 diamonds as opposed to 1 for this. So, much better choice there. We've got these, we've got this. The final thing we need to build... Ooh, you know what? We do still need to build that wrench we were talking about before, which is going to allow us to slightly customize these things. Well, specifically what it's going to allow for is us to reorient them. So we'll get our wrench. And then you know what? We're going to need to get back up there, which means we're going to need some ladders. And I think somehow we've burned through all of our sticks. We've had a lot of sticks for a really long time. No more. Is that enough ladders? No, it's definitely not. I can tell you already, it's not enough ladders. Make a whole bunch more sticks again. And then make a whole bunch more ladders. 45 probably isn't enough still. We do have 36 in there, though. I think we're gonna get back... Oh, you know what? Wait, stop! We gotta power this whole thing. We gotta power this whole operation. All of our coal. We're going to need to start probably, if you've ever seen Lord of the Rings, when he's like, where do we get the fuel, sir? He's like, we live on the edge of Fangorn Forest. Burn it down. That's not at all how the question is formed or the answer is given. That didn't sound anything like Christopher. You know what I'm getting at, though. You know what I mean? Like that scene, that's what we're going to do. We're going to burn the Twilight Forest. Let the fires of industry consume the Twilight Forest. Oh, it's going to be beautiful, too. The Twilight Forest has never been Tekkited the way we're going to be Tekkiting it here, my friends. You thought this was a spiritual successor to Tekkit? You've been watching Tekkit this whole time! Oh, it's wonderful, isn't it? Now, the reason we have multiple engines is not because I like trains. I do. Don't misunderstand. I love trains. Thomas the Tank Engine is among some of the world's finest media ever produced, okay? The reason we have multiple engines, though... Excuse me? What do I need to do? Do I need to shift-click? That's exactly what I need to do. There we go. If we made a pipe plug, we could prevent this from happening, but actually, we need to break this pipe anyway, because it automatically spits stuff out the top, and I just realized we don't need the gold transport pipes, because we're just going to slap this on there, and then we will have the power continue along this side, and there we go. And then we're only going to have... Oh, you know what I just forgot? We have to use the Quarry Fixer real quick. So what you can do is, now that the quarry is placed, I don't know if the frame needs to be built yet. We'll go ahead and just plop it down. You literally just click it, and it automatically fixes everything beneath the quarry. I don't know if the frame needs to be finished first. We'll have to get this thing up and running. But rather than using a whole bunch of switches, the much easier thing to do here, if this works, I seem to remember maybe having trouble getting this to work like this, is if we flip this switch, will that activate all of these even though it's not pointing into them? I genuinely cannot remember. So we're going to have to get these up and running. Power? It doesn't look like it. We might actually have to make multiple different levers, which is unfortunate. Because otherwise, our option is to do this, right? And that works. For 2 of them. Which provides power. Now, the reason to have multiple engines, we really only need 1, but the more you have, the more power you produce, and the more power you produce, the faster the quarry operates. Although the quarry doesn't appear to be operating at all. It doesn't appear to... Oh, yeah, it is. There we go. So what it's doing right now is it's growing the frame, and you can actually watch that happen. If we had substantially more energy, it would be spitting that frame out like you wouldn't believe. I'm curious now. Hold on. Let me get this out of here. Let me try something real quick. If I broke that... I don't know how many, like, quarries... Or, sorry, how many engines you can have on a single wooden block. But does that redstone signal translate to this up here? Doesn't look like it, which is a shame, because I was going to say, I think we've done it. I think we've cheesed it a little bit, but we haven't cheesed it at all. Phooey. You know what we gotta do? I'll tell you what we gotta do. We just gotta go down here and get another tree. How far can I... Oh, God. Oh, it made me feel sick. Oh, gosh, it made me feel sick. Oh. Yeah, we do still take some damage. Here, cut that down. Get that apple. An apple a day is what they say, am I right? We'll make some more sticks. And then we can just make some more levers. And this will be easier than trying to figure out some weird cheesy hack. This is gonna bother me. Unnecessary though it is. Restore the stealing engine to its rightful place. And we shall place down a plethora of independent levers to operate all of them independently. And we shall make sure that they're all topped off at 32. Counted them myself this morning. There we go. And just like that, as you can see, with all 4 running, it is building the frame much more quickly. Let's go into F1. Here we go. This is great. I'm starting to understand where the Brushette Cub AI got his sense of industry. I'm starting to think that maybe that's not like a rogue programming error on my part. He might just take after me. That's okay, though. I mean, he's literally mapped from my brain. So, I mean, what more can you expect from your AI? Really, that's ideal. We're about to watch the pieces come together, and it looks like they're going to arrive at the corner at odd times. I guess it's not a perfectly square, so that is the reason for it. And that's okay. Wait, no, that doesn't make any sense, because the sides would still... Well, it doesn't matter at the end of the day. Look at it go. It's stuttering away over there and having a time. Will it collect leaves, or will it just break leaves? I actually have no idea. We'll need to go ahead and check inside of our inventory down here. There we go, so I can actually see what I'm doing. We're not getting leaves. There's no leaves going into here, so it doesn't look like it has the ability to collect leaves, and that's okay. What we should see is when it starts to pass through the wood, it should absolutely collect that. So what we would expect to see right now is our first log. Yep, there it is! Look at it go, folks! Look at it go! Now, the reason to set it all the way up here is to make sure that it gets everything inside the hill, and everything below the hill all the way to bedrock. We could have just placed it inside the hollow hill, and no one would have ever known this operation was taking place. But that's not Tekkity, okay? And besides, when it's done, we'll be able to, like I said, cap it off and build the Dusk Till Dawn Memorial Museum for Fallen Canine Companions. That's what we'll call it. We'll have a little statue for Rose. Well, we'll do them in order. We'll have Dandelion. And then which came first? Next, Dandelion, Rose, Dusk, Dawn, and of course the pink one is still alive. Maybe we'll just leave pink one in the park for safety. For safety's sake, we'll leave pink one here. But this is now running, and oh, we're actually getting saplings. Weird, it gets saplings, but it doesn't get the whatever. We can use that to create charcoal, and we'll run this entire operation off of charcoal. Now might be a good time to build a lumber axe, which I think is something you can make as part of... What? Looking down makes you go down the ladder faster. Did I already know that? I feel like I probably already knew that. There's certain things that we probably know from Tekkit 2 that have been forgotten because we've just not had to do them in a while. When was the last time in the Tekkit 2 series I had to use a ladder? Eons ago. Absolute ages, pupper. I tell you, it's been so long ago I can't even remember. But I think lumber axes are a thing that we can build, if that's what they're called. Lumberjacking axes? I don't know. There's something we can build in Tinker's Construct that'll fell a whole tree in a single go. Although I don't know about these canopy trees. We could probably also just go ask for to have Tree Capitator added, or whatever its modern-day equivalent is, but it's more fun to build a large... Oh, look at it moving over there. You can see it from here. Oh, it's wonderful, and it'll keep the chunks around it loaded if we go on any sort of adventures. This is fantastic. This makes me so happy. Okay, folks, thank you for watching. I don't know if this has been a single video. Maybe this has been multiple videos. Maybe this has been a saga. We will call this the Quarry Arc. However long it's been, I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. God bless you. I'll see you next time, and we're going to get to smeltering. Goodbye!